the market's been under pressure for quite some time, and really hasn't had a stimulus to make it go further. So this could be a nice catalyst for it to start moving towards the upside. As I've talked about before, this is just one of the many programs, and this is probably the largest program that the government's going to come out with, they said, for a generation. So it's going to be interesting to see what sectors are affected, how they're affected, who are the winners and who are the losers in this particular new stimulus infrastructure per se. So we want to, as far as the markets are concerned, we want to make sure that we are staying on top of this news, because right now this is all being brought out now, and there are more details to come. If we're going to start investing in electric cars, we have to build an infrastructure for that. Tesla has begun with the charging stations. In the major cities, you have charging stations with, like here in New York, you have Con Edison at their plants, their charging stations there. But there's nowhere nearly enough. If this investment is meaningful, you're going to have to make a lot more infrastructure play. There's also talk of, on the highways, on all the major highways, you have to build out an infrastructure there. So that's another thing. We just want to make sure that the infrastructure for these vehicles is not done willy-nilly. You want it to be concise, strategic, and a way that can connect all the major cities and the rural areas as well. So there's a lot there. Commodities are a great investment if you are an experienced investor. I would not, as a beginner, go into commodities because there's a lot to understand there. Now, if you are used to doing your due diligence and you've studied the solutions that are available to you, then by all means, approach it, albeit with caution, because the last thing you want to do is lose your entire investment to a lack of understanding. Now, yes, there are certain commodities such as copper that, we talk about China. China has been buying raw materials here from the United States and all over the world for their building needs for the longest period of time. And I see that being augmented. I see that growing over the next 20 years. It's not something that, the demand is just there. They are building cities, they are building infrastructure that need these raw materials. Copper is one of the big ones. And, it is not a cheap raw material. This is a raw material that commands a premium price. So China is heavily investing in their future infrastructure, and this could be a very good deal for them going forward. And personally, I own cryptocurrency. So, I've seen it at 58,000. I've seen it lower. I've seen it high, starting to go up again. Here's the thing. This is part of our future. And there are a lot of currencies out there. Now, no matter which currency you get into, you definitely have to do a little investigation and be strategic, and don't put, I've seen people put 50% of their net worth into cryptocurrency, and I'm just shaking my head. That's not the right move. But having a portion of your assets, this is a new asset class, and you want to be involved in it because, like any other asset class, there is the potential to make money in a relatively short period of time, especially with the cryptocurrency. People see Bitcoin at 58,000 plus and think that it can go to 100 plus. So that would be interesting for a lot of investors to have that kind of return. And the allure of making that type of percentage return can be attractive to a lot of investors. And I think that the big thing in my head, how do you really make this attractive to? I don't think there's necessarily a better choice. Different people have different goals, and some people will want the stability of the gold price at this particular point. However, the younger set, the younger demographics are looking at crypto being the new stability, albeit going up and down a lot. So there's a lot of positives and negatives with both. I really believe that if you are involved, I mean, gold's one of these investments I've been hearing for the longest, well, as long as I've been in the business. So I've been hearing, that it's a great investment to have, and it's a inflation hedge, and it's a market hedge, and then crypto, we're hearing the same things. So, in my opinion, why not own both? Why not have it as part of your total portfolio? This could just be on the icing on the cake for if you have some really solid investments, add these onto them, and you're going to have even a better investment portfolio, in my opinion.